welcome to episode 2 of the Hoofington Post. I'm Donut Steele.
I'm Top Story.
And I'm Victor Felton.
So today we're going to start off our cast with a brief discussion of the previous 2 episodes. It's About Time and Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest has aired today.
As of recording.
As of recording. 2 of our cast members have seen it. Victor hasn't.
Well, excuse me for driving bronies around all day.
Well, it's your fault.
Oh, yes, it is. Easily influenced.
So we'll start off with It's About Time. We'll get impressions on that. So, Victor, what were your impressions of the episode?
It was pretty predictable, but It's My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, they're all sort of predictable. You could I at least could tell where it was going from the very beginning, but I liked how it got there.
Yeah, I realized that too. It was less about the end destination, more about the journey that they took, and I thought that was interesting. And Twilight Sparkle is Solid Snake, so
and Twilight Sparkle going insane.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed the Metal Gear Twilight aspect of everything. It was a good episode. Yeah, again, it was sort of predictable, but I think anyone who's ever seen any sort of time travel story ever could kind of predict where it was going.
Yeah.
But
it wasn't like one of the top tier episodes, but it was good. It wasn't bad or anything.
Yeah, it wasn't over the barrel.
Yeah,
and we now have the knowledge that apparently there's some sort of prison for evil beings in Equestria.
Yeah, and actually, I did find that really interesting how they kind of connected Greek mythology, even though they pronounced Tartarus wrong.
Yeah, Cerberus guards Tartarus.
So that was a fun little piece that they threw in there, and so that was fun. And I guess Donut Steele and I can talk about.
Overall, it was a good episode. Top Story and I are going to talk about Dragon Quest now.
I preferred when it was Dragon Warrior.
Shush. Spike episodes. Yeah.
Spike episodes.
They're either meh or they're bad.
I don't really like Spike episodes. I feel like they're trying to make Spike a really interesting character, but he's just not. Like, they're trying too hard. And I've just never really enjoyed Spike's character because it's not that interesting.
Spike is the straight man character, and it doesn't work on its own.
And it's not good. Like, he works in small bits in other episodes, but
he worked in what's the third one where Twilight goes insane?
Lesson Zero.
Yes, that one. Mm-hmm. He worked very well in that one.
Sort of foiled the Twilight.
Yeah.
For some side characters it works. Like, you could have a CMC episode; those have worked fine. The Cheerily and Big Macintosh episode worked fine. The Granny Smith episode was good.
CMC episode.
Oh, shush! I think it's a Cheerily episode.
Yeah,
But Spike I don't think he can hold his own as a character for an entire episode.
Moving on.
Yep.
We will now be talking about a couple of the different things in the fandom, starting out with Friendship is Witchcraft.
Woo!
The best dub ever.
Yes.
And a new episode came out pretty recently, so we're just going to discuss that a little bit, our impressions. So,
The episode,
or Donut Steele?
The episode was called Lunar Slander, I believe. It's
episode 6.
That's episode 6.
Yes, it's their abridged version of the Luna Eclipsed episode, though
which
now they're
as long as the show.
Their abridged episodes are the same length as the episodes now, which is kind of nice because it's a very,
fun.
Very good quality abridged series.
Oh yeah,
it's one of
the
my favorites.
writing is incredible in all of those episodes.
Mm-hmm. And I love how they sneak in little jokes that those of us who have watched the season 1 streams get, like all the secret, scary but fun things. Secret but fun. Purple, but fun. Awkward, but fun.
Not fun, but fun.
Yep.
Just Friendship is Witchcraft is just such a high quality dub of the show, and it's just so hilarious. I've never even seen one that I haven't liked, and Lunar Slander is no different. I really enjoyed the episode. Luna's character,
and I really love the little
accent. So
animation funny. Easter eggs that they sneak in, like the Welcome Princess Molestia banner that they had. The whole tentacles coming out of Fluttershy's cottage.
Yes.
Magic police.
Yep. Alrighty. Okay. Moving on to one of the sort of seedier aspects of fan animation, we're going to talk about Apple, Dress, and Shed.
These are the greatest things ever. Who wants to start on those?
I'll start, and I'd just like to say that Victor Felton's approves. Victor Felton approves.
It has the Victor Felton stamp of approval.
Yes.
Wonderful.
And that's not easy to get.
Yeah, I actually agree with Victor Felton. I mean, it is kind of horrifying and in that way, especially Shed. But they're so funny, and it portrays a aspect of My Little Pony that you never see outside of in the show, and it's just really, really hilarious to see these characters in that kind of setting, even though it gives me nightmares. But
one thing I've really liked, just like at the start and end of Dress and Shed, is like the continuing Discord is screwing over Ponyville thing.
Discord destroys everything.
Yep. It's kind of horrifying, but it's
all
great.
These apples.
Yeah.
Oh, Ashley Ball.
So innocent.
Yep.
Speaking of voice actresses, we should talk about Tara Strong.
And how just brilliant
How
of a
amazing
voice
she
actor
is, and she's in everything.
And specifically her Twitter. Because
I don't know
how you follow her. Tara Strong has managed to reach the point where she has become a fan of the Brony fandom.
Yep.
Fanception. But one of the things I find amazing about Tara Strong is how good of a troll she is. Like in 3 Tumblr posts, she makes the internet explode.
Twitter.
Twitter.
Yay!
God,
Get
your social networking sites right.
I'm sorry, I don't use
Look,
either.
just
I don't
have
use
a Twitter
either of
and a
them.
Tumblr and a Facebook.
Come on, Top Story.
I don't use either of them. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. Twitter. In 3 Twitter posts, she makes the internet explode with Twilight Licious, and then her posting plot, and then what was the other one? It was really funny though.
Dear Princess Celestia, the internet scares me after asking what is Rule 34.
So
well, there was another one though. It was I can't remember it, but it was funny.
Oh well.
Yeah.
I love Tara Strong though as a voice actress, and I'm from what I've seen of her, just
Definitely.
about and about as a person, she seems like a really fun person, and she voices Harley Quinn.
Yep.
I find that kind of awesome. Twilight Sparkle is Harley Quinn.
And the Lollipop Chainsaw.
Yes.
Oh, I saw that and I was like, wow, I love you so much.
Twilight Sparkle with a chainsaw.
Twilight Sparkle as a bubblegum pop cheerleader with a chainsaw.
Fighting zombies.
What can be better than that?
And She-Gore and Psychonauts. I don't think either of you have played.
Oh yeah, and
game.
I haven't played it, but and I mean, like,
Shame on
if
the both of you.
If any of you have played like Tales of Symphonia, she was Presea in that. So
She was
I've
Riku
never
in Final
played
Fantasy
that.
X. And
Yes.
I haven't played X2. Did play Kingdom Hearts 2, and she was in that as well
She was?
as Riku again.
Okay, that's
yeah, she was Riku.
Well,
I
not
actually haven't-
Riku, but Riku. What's the pronunciation difference between the
I've
two?
always
There's just an
pronounced
extra
it
K.
Riku.
I haven't actually played either of those. I just know of it. I'm not a huge fan of either of those.
And of course, she was
Hearts.
Bubbles in the Powerpuff Girls, and
Of
Raven
course.
and
Raven and Teen Titans,
Titans.
and
So many things.
she was
on
Timmy
Family
Turner.
Guy.
yep, Timmy Turner, Ben 10.
She's just so good.
She's in
She
everything.
was an amazing voice
Tara
actress. She
Strong.
has a great
Yeah.
range.
Strong as our childhood.
I know. Like I look at her like IMDb or her Wikipedia, and I'm just like, Tara Strong, you were my childhood.
Yep.
And now, the last fanon thing we're going to talk about is one of the most acclaimed fics ever,
yes.
and one that everyone we know thinks is the greatest thing since sliced bread. My Little Dashie.
Dun dun dun. Yes, My Little Dashie.
Cue the 10,000 people bursting into tears at the mere mention.
All right. Top Story, why don't you just give us a basic plot summary of the fic?
Basically, it's one of those, let's combine Equestria with real life, and Rainbow Dash shows up as a filly, and this guy finds her in a box, and they bond, and through the years go by, and they become like daughter and father, and then she finds out about the fact that she's not real, and it's all sad and whatever, and then the other main 6 and Celestia come and take her away, and it's supposed to be all sad, but in my honest opinion, it was trying way too hard to be sad. It was so trite. The entire time I was like, oh, I'll go into this and try to be sad, because people were like, oh my god, it's so sad, and I was just like going through it, and it was not like they were trying way too hard to make it sad, and the writing wasn't good enough to make me feel emotionally attached to it. And beyond that, I really am not a fan of fanfics that combine real life with Equestria. It's just kind of something that I don't enjoy.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel that it had a good premise. It could have been pulled off in a decent manner, but I just think the writing was what really put me off. I just didn't feel any sort of emotional connection to the characters at all. What really, really got me was the repeated use of the phrase "My Little Dashie" throughout the fic.
Oh yeah, and my heart exploded twice.
Yes. Oh.
Right.
So many those are obvious, like, writing 101 mistakes. It's
Well, not even mistakes. It's just, if you can work your title into the story in a good way, I mean, go ahead and do it, but it just seems so forced.
And even then,
then it popped up like 5 times.
Yeah, if you work
And
your
it
title
never
into the
worked.
story, you work it maybe once or twice over the course of a longer story. But the fact that My Little Dashie was a one-shot and
Pretty
used it like
short at that.
6 times, it was a little. It got to the point where it's like, okay, I know your fic is named My Little Dashie.
Yeah.
I know that you thought this was really clever when you thought of it.
I absolutely hate that in movies sometimes. Like when they do it less pronounced, like in Inception, that was okay, but
Yeah.
Because Inception's like an actual word, so
Yeah.
yep.
My Little Ponies, when they use it in the show itself,
That's
it's a
always
bit
jarring. Yeah.
it's a little. I mean, I've liked it on occasion, but sometimes it just throws me for a loop.
Yeah.
It's just like, was that
Oh god, they're saying the name of the show.
when they say friendship is magic, and you're like, what are they doing? Help me.
But if any of you who are listening do like My Little Dashie,
You have terrible taste.
Oh, shush, Victor. Let's
people
not
are allowed
insult.
to like what they can like. But if you do like it, the Utah Bronies, a Facebook group of about 400 members, is currently working on a live-action version of My Little Dashie. It's still in production. I think they released a preview of
They've released
2
Oh,
previews.
two?
2 test shoots.
2 test shoots. And
No animation
so,
yet, but just
Yeah, they're still
people
working
staring
on
into
animation.
cardboard boxes
And
and walking down streets.
if you guys want to check
And
that
walking into
out,
houses.
Yes.
I, as edit, will dig up the...
Boy, you're not allowed to say that.
I'll just bleep myself out. I will dig that up and put the links in the box below, so you can check that out.
Yeah. We should also record links to Friendship is Witchcraft
Oh, I'll put those in as
and
well.
maybe the MOVs if we feel
That might be
questionable. People can find those on their own time.
Yeah,
If
they're on
listening to
YouTube.
this-
You can find them.
Yeah.
I don't know if we will link them. I might, but
Yep. So speaking of unpopular opinions within the fandom, since we just covered My Little Dashie in such detail,
Yes.
Victor, tell us how you feel about Fluttershy.
Ah, yes, Fluttershy, one of the most popular ponies ever.
if you recall, my favorite main 6.
Yes. I hate Fluttershy. I hate her so very much.
Can you explain why?
Yes, I can,
Elaborate.
actually. It all comes down to the fact of cute and moe. If you're unfamiliar with the term of moe, it's
Which I am.
sort of a Japanese term, which is this giant umbrella of cute and shy and, like, basically the little sister appeal. Someone you can take care of.
Oh, okay.
And frankly, Fluttershy in Fanon tends to get that a lot. She's a static character. She doesn't do stuff. She doesn't even react to it. Stuff happens to her. And I don't like that. And that plus the fact is, I don't actually like cute things anyway. And I know you're all say like, well, then why do you like My Little Pony? Because My Little Pony is awesome! That's why. It's
Is
not
that why
just
your
cute.
favorite member of the main 6 is Applejack?
Yes, that helps.
Figures.
Yes.
And because you're so fabulous, that's why you like Rarity.
No, yeah, I mean,
Moving
Can't compete with
on.
this.
Well, Donut Steel, you've already shared your unpopular opinion of how much you hate My Little
Oh,
Dashie.
God.
which we all shared.
Which,
wore the
which
red-
yeah, we all share, but
Yeah.
it seems to be an unpopular opinion in our particular community, so we
And
thought about bringing that up.
Brony
But
fandom in general.
my personal, very, very unpopular opinion is the fact that I think that Scootaloo is the best Cutie Mark Crusader.
Sweetie
Cue
Belle.
Rage.
Sweetie Belle.
Sweetie Belle.
No.
It's 2 against 1 here. Top
It's-
story.
I will explain why I like Scootaloo. I feel like Sweetie Belle and Apple Bloom, while they do have little interesting bits about them, they don't have anything for me that I could really attach to in any kind of context and keep going with. Like, I like to see them on occasion, but it's like, oh, Sweetie Belle, you sing. Oh, Apple Bloom. You have an accent.
Apple Bloom apples.
Apple Bloom,
you apple.
You Southern.
But I feel like Scootaloo, I feel really bad for Scootaloo, mostly because she has not gotten any character development, which I feel like she deserves, because
Scooters.
From just
That's all you need to know.
Let me talk. From what I've seen of her character portrayed in episodes, I feel like there is so much that can be developed with her character. Like, I feel like she could almost have like an interesting like mother complex with Rainbow Dash, with how much he's obsessed with her, and the fact that you never see Scootaloo's parents and or any members of her family. She's just kind of there. I feel like she might almost be an orphan. And the fact that I wonder what's wrong with her wings and the fact that she can't fly. Is it some kind of mental block, or is she actually a disabled pony? Because at this point in like her filly-dom, she should be able to fly. So
Scootaloo's just a cripple.
Yeah, she could very well be a cripple. And what if they did an episode on that? You know, the fact that she can't fly and she's a Pegasus. Like, what happens then?
Pound Cake? Or which baby was the Pegasus?
Pound Cake.
Pound Cake, yes. Pound Cake can fly, and she's an infant.
Yeah, so what happens? It's he. What happens then?
Yeah, Pumpkin Cake. Wait,
like when you're a Pegasus and
it's
you
Pound
can't
Pumpkin,
fly.
yeah. I don't know.
Like, would you
unicorn that can't magic?
Yeah, it's like the same about a unicorn that can't magic.
Yeah.
You
obviously can't work the weather team.
I feel like it would be like an interesting thing for them to do in an episode. I mean, they'd have to keep it, childish in a way, but because it might be a little bit too much too.
Inability to fly. Maybe she learns how to fly. That would be an interesting episode.
And that's why I like Scootaloo. And a lot of people disagree with me, but
frankly, I think that the large majority, a lot of people don't like Scootaloo. She doesn't have her own episode yet,
which I find so unfortunate.
Yeah, that's a big part of it, I think, because Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle have each gotten quite a few episodes, and there's a few. The CMC have gotten their own episodes as well, but there's not really been a definitive Scootaloo episode. Yeah. So
it's so saddening.
Oh well.
Darn.
Poor little orange, flightless Pegasus.
I'm orange too, so I love her.
No, you're just jaundiced.
Not the one with dark green eyes.
What? Who has dark green eyes?
I do.
Okay. Okay.
Or did you already forget my picture?
What?
Never.
I don't.
Never mind.
What?
It's not important.
Okay.
Move on.
Yeah, moving on.
Okay.
Okay, so for next time, we'll be bringing on a special guest. We'll have with us on the show the Brony musician DJ Wintergreen. He's the guy who composed our intro theme, and presumably we'll have another sort of episode discussion if we get around to it. Is the next episode is next Saturday? Yes.
I have no idea.
Probably.
Presumably, unless there's another episode gap.
We are so bad at this.
We're horrible. Mm-hmm. We don't know our schedules.
No.
But yes, next time, DJ Wintergreen. Yep. And with that, I'm Donut Steel.
I'm Top Story.
I'm Victor Felton, and don't forget to send your letters to the Hoofington Post with your questions, comments, or outbursts of emotion at how absolutely terrible and unplanned this is.
You can send those to thehoofingtonpost@gmail.com. That is where we'll read all our fan and hate mail, and we might even read a few of your letters on our next show. So
if you want,
if they're safe for work, we don't want to read 50 lines of slander.
Yes. Although if it's safe for work slander, we might read it.
Yeah, that might happen.
If it's really inventive, too, I might just read it.
Tell us how you feel about My Little Dashie, because I really want to know.
Yeah, please tell us how you feel about My Little Dashie.
Yes, we want to get so much hate mail.
And then I can mock your opinions, because you're all wrong.
We will get so much hate mail.
So once again, this has been the second episode of the Hoofington Post.
Thanks for listening.
Signing off.